Hello and welcome to episode 109 of Ready to Mosh, and our first episode of 2024. I'm Gem G, and with me as always, the cheese to my biscuits, Mr. Kev P.
Cheese. Oh, we've eaten so much cheese.
We're still eating cheese because we're recording this in Crimbo Limbo, so we're in that little kind of
Off-season,
don't know what day it is, but happily full of cheese and chocolate
and
phase.
alcohol.
Yeah. So it's not a beer cast, wine cast thing, but we do have a little cider with us at the moment. Because it'd be rude not to.
Quite right.
Anyway, Happy New Year for when this comes out.
For when this comes out.
Say.
Is New Year's Day this?
It is New Year's Day episode. It's quite satisfying, the year starting on a Monday.
Yeah, that is good.
I think every year should start on a Monday. So, what is this episode about then, you may wonder?
The look ahead to 2024.
Yeah, things that we are hopefully definitely doing, as in we have tickets or confirmations for. Things that we're hoping to go to as well. Albums to look forward to that we know are being released. Albums that are rumoured. Albums that we may hope are happening.
Yeah.
And all of that, I guess.
Let's start with the planned events that we are definitely 100% doing.
I'm not going to say that just because we've got tickets to an event.
Well, yeah, it
mean
doesn't
it's
necessarily
happening.
it's going to happen, does it? Yeah.
So, you know, the anxious part of me knows that a ticket in hand is not worth a bird in the nest. Proverb by Gem G.
Jesus Christ.
We've only had half a pint as well.
Okay, well, one that we have tickets for is Download Festival. We will be there again for the umpteenth time.
The umpteenth. In RIP.
Yeah, we will. So, nice bit of comfort, but possibly the last time we're going to do it.
Yeah, if the prices keep going up the way they are, then, you know, it's
getting ridiculous, yeah.
It is getting ridiculous for the Sleepy Hollow, Park Farm kind of bit, because it's nearly the same as pre-pitch stuff, and then is that a better option?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Knowing us, we'll probably end up buying tickets anyway, but
We'll see.
we will see. We're obviously not going to talk about bands that we're hoping to see and all that, because that'll come nearer the time with our preview episode. And there's more announcements yet, so
Hell of a lot more.
I think we'll just leave Download as that.
Yeah.
Next up is Uprising Festival in Leicester, which next year, or this year, I'm in that weird, confused what year it is state.
It's this year for the episode, but it's next year to us.
It's more feasible or more plausible than when I'm getting mixed up in September, isn't it? Uprising is actually at the end of May in 2024 as opposed to the end of April in 2023.
Yeah, slightly longer wait for it this year.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. And again, we'll talk about that more nearer the time.
Yeah, I think has everybody been confirmed for that now, or is there still a few more things to be announced?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it's
pretty much there. The headline is there.
Headliners there. Catatonia, excited about. I know I keep saying that. I feel like there might be some more if they're going to have the third stage again, potentially.
Yeah, and there will be the Metal to the Masses final, I imagine.
Yeah, I was going to say the Leicester final. So obviously they've got to go through the heats yet, so we know who's going to be there.
We are also going to see Enter Shikari.
Which I think is first gig of the year.
Yeah, I think it is. It's February.
Early February, yeah. In Nottingham Arena.
Yeah, first time seeing Shikari in an arena. That'd be weird.
It'll be weird, but I think it'll be good because of their kind of light show performance thing.
Yeah, it could pay off,
will.
yeah. And they'll have that much room to do stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully the support's going to be excellent.
Well, we know who the support is.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, it's, apologies if I say this wrong, Noah Finch. Is it Finch?
Noah Finch.
Is it Finch?
Yeah.
Noah Finch and Fever 333. Or 111.
111, yeah.
Yeah, they announced it all pretty much straight off when they announced the tour.
Oh, I must have missed that. Or I've forgotten about it.
I think we spoke about it when it got announced, but it's been a while.
It's been a long time, yeah.
It's a good 6 months since we got those tickets. But yeah, it's a Saturday night as well, so that'll be good. I'm going to see the Gaslight Anthem. These aren't in date order, are they?
No, they're not.
That doesn't really matter, does it?
No.
I guess. Anyway, don't come for me because I think I've said it in at least 2 episodes how ridiculous the prices for Gaslight Anthem were at Rock City, and no way in the world I was going to pay that for them. But somebody
You didn't?
Well, if you'll let me finish, Kevin. Somebody bought me tickets for my birthday, so I'm going to see Gaslight Anthem.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Yeah.
So that's in July. I think it's just before 2000 Trees, isn't it? 'Cause it's the warm-up show for that. So yeah, that's actually quite exciting.
You are also going to go and see Blind Channel.
I am. That's Gem going solo, but hoping to meet up with some friends for that one at Rescue Rooms in Nottingham. I didn't get to see a lot of them properly at download.
Yeah.
I was kind of watching them, but not watching them, but, So, yeah, that'd be good. Oh, I don't even know if I want to say this one. I'm scarred. I tell you, scarred. Foo Fighters. Will this be the year I finally see Foo Fighters?
May well be.
You do know I will cry if it actually happens, but yeah. Foo Fighters in London in June. Is it the week after download? Was it 2 weeks after? I think it's the week after, isn't it?
I think it's the week after, because Glastonbury will be 2 weeks after, won't it?
It will, yeah. So it's the week after. Supported by Hot Milk, which I'm also excited for.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed some of the support elsewhere has been better.
So I think this is the best one for support. Apart from the date, it was one of the reasons I wanted to do that one. Is it Courtney Barnett?
Yeah, Courtney Barnett, yeah.
Is the other support.
Who's really good.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. If it happens, watch this space towards the end of June for a review if it happens. Or just listen to me cry if it doesn't again.
Then we've also got Greg Puciato coming up.
Which you'd forgot about.
I had completely forgotten about until you told me earlier today.
Even though it was you that wanted to go to this one.
It was, yeah. And yeah, really looking forward to that. 'Cause didn't get to see him at download because the times all moved around.
I thought he pulled out actually, didn't he?
Did he pull out in it? I thought they'd just moved the time.
No, I think he pulled out last minute.
Okay. But yeah, didn't get to see him at download, so it will be good to see him there.
Yeah.
That's at Rock City, I think, isn't it? Or is it Rescue Rooms, actually?
I can't remember. It's not even.
It could be one of those two places. We know that much.
And also in March, we're going to see Lake Malice. So that'll be, is it 3 years after we saw them? We saw their first, it was like their third show we saw in 2022, actually. So it'll be 2 years on, seeing them on their first headline tour of the UK. And that's at Rough Trade in Nottingham, which I've never been to a gig there before. So
no, I don't think I have. But that will be good. Really small venue. And then, obviously, as well as that, we'll be going to the Melton Asses stuff at Nottingham. Should be the final at Leicester.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll get to the Nottingham final this time because it clashes with Foo Fighters.
It does, yeah. So we won't actually be.
Or will we? If Foo Fighters doesn't happen, you never know.
Anything could happen.
But yeah, we've been looking at the lineup for the Heats, and hopefully we'll get along to some of that at least.
Then we've got the Hopefuls.
Events we are hoping to go to.
Yeah. So first up, Bloodstock.
Yes.
Hoping to get there again this year.
Yes, that would be good because the lineup we've already said is looking
amazing,
really good. And same with Mangata in Nottingham in July. That's a really good lineup. So hoping that we'll be there for that one.
There's Stone Dead in August, which I think that's sold out already, hasn't it?
It has already sold out, and they've not even announced the headliner yet for that one. I keep forgetting because I keep thinking KK Priest's headlining when I see the poster, and they're not the headliner.
They're not even the headliners, and there's KK Priest and Ugly Kid Joe there this year.
Yeah. And then one for you.
Yeah, if I can get tickets, it will be Glastonbury. I was unsuccessful earlier last year. I have to think about how I word this now.
When the tickets were first
released, I couldn't get tickets. None of the people in my group could get tickets. And I've seen some really dodgy hacks online as to how people were getting them, but apparently they've been tightened up now. So with a bit of luck, it should just be fair and square for everybody.
Can I ask a question about that then? So resales go on sale in April, which is what you're on about applying for now, by which time you would think the lineup would have been announced?
Yes.
So
most of it, yeah.
So you'll have a good idea at least who's going to be there, won't you? Roughly?
Yeah.
Obviously not all of it because there's so much. Will the lineup actually determine whether you do go ahead and apply, or will you just apply anyway?
I will probably just apply anyway.
For the ambiance?
No, because there's always enough things to do there, and I've only seen a fraction of what's there.
Oh, you do sound like one of them now.
Why?
Because that's what everyone says who goes. There's that much to do, there's always something to see.
But there is, so that's the thing.
It just makes me laugh because we always used to kind of eye roll a little bit at people that said that, having not been. And now you've become one of those people.
I wouldn't necessarily put myself into that category, but if you think I was getting back some nights like 3 a.m, there was stuff going on till like 8 a.m.
Well, it doesn't stop really, does it?
It's pretty much 24 hours a day. And I mean, obviously you got to allow time to sleep, but I only saw maybe about 10 stages. There were like 100 stages there. So I've only seen a tiny amount of it. And there is a whole other area I'd like to see if there are suitable people there to watch. So the lineup, headliner-wise, doesn't make much difference to me. I'm kind of at the point where I'm not really that interested in headlines anyway. And I think the rumours are, is it Coldplay, Bruce Springsteen, and somebody else?
I've heard Madonna a lot.
Yeah, there's rumours Madonna's going to be pulling out, though, and that's why Bruce Springsteen's coming in.
I'd definitely watch Bruce Springsteen. I couldn't give a flying sheep about Coldplay, to put it politely.
No, I couldn't care less. I would probably watch a couple of songs and go, yeah, I've seen them, done.
If it was Madonna, then I don't even know if I'd want to. I'm a huge Madonna fan, but I wouldn't want to be disappointed, in the same way that you could be if you watched Blondie, for example.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, that was terrible.
So,
That was one of the worst things I've heard. That was really bad. Yeah, so we'll see anyway in April.
Right, we're going to move on now to some albums that are definitely scheduled for release this year.
Yeah.
Mainly in the first 3 months, the ones that we've got some definite dates for. And then other ones that we've heard are probably going to definitely be released, but we don't have a specific date for.
Correct.
And a few others tagged on to the end of that as well, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot to look forward to in January.
There's going to be... it's amazing how many big albums are kind of being released on the same week or the same day.
We did find that a little bit last year. But I think it's weird as well, because we've gone a bit of an album lull over the last few months, because it tends to be that way, doesn't it?
Now everything's all go, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a kind of limbo couple of months, because pretty much the whole of last year we were either listening to new albums to review for episodes, or we were going to festivals with bands that we didn't know, so we were listening. So it's been quite prescribed, our listening, for a lot of the year. In the last 2 months, it's like I can listen to anything. What will I listen to? And there's just too much to choose from then, so we end up listening to nothing. Anywho, so 19th of January then, 2 albums to look forward to. First up, we've got South of Salem's second album, Death of the Party, and Green Day's God knows what album.
It's about 14th.
Something like that. The Saviours. I hadn't realised Green Day was out so soon, actually.
I didn't. It wasn't until I was looking at stuff for notes for this. Saw the Green Day album come up. I was like, oh, I didn't realise that it's been really quiet.
I kind of heard that it was coming out, when they announced the stadium tour.
Yeah.
But I assumed it was going to be nearer that time, I guess.
Yeah. But it's been relatively muted. There's not been a lot of hype around it.
No, so not since they announced the tour and everyone went mad over the tickets and all of that, and then it's quieting down. So yeah, that will be our first reviews, I guess, of the year.
More than likely, yeah. And then the following week, so this on January the 26th, there are 3 albums out that, I'm really looking forward to all of them. First one being Static X releasing a new album called Project Regeneration Volume 2. There is Dripfed Empire releasing Revolutionist. And then Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes are releasing Dark Rainbow. So that's 3 big albums again.
Yeah, looking forward to all of those, especially Dripfed, because it's good to see them finally get their album out.
Yeah.
So that will be really good. And yeah, Static X will be a weird one, because Static X have been a weird one since Wayne died.
Yeah, but the last album was really good.
Yeah, so I'm expecting...
It was classic Static X, wasn't it?
I'm expecting that to kind of follow along a similar line now. And from what I've heard of the Frank Carter one, the single I've heard was quite different. But they tend to do that, don't they? They do tend to be quite different.
Some of them do, yeah.
Stuff, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to expect from that one. Won't be going to see them on the initial tour for that, because they're not playing nearby, which I think is quite rude, but,
Yeah, we've seen them on pretty much every tour, haven't we?
I'm sure I'll probably do extra dates.
Yeah.
Normally more than one leg of a tour, isn't there? So.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be the second half of the year. They'll do a separate bit.
Then next up is Florence Black releasing Bed of Nails on the 2nd of February, which has actually been put back about a month, I think. I think it's initially scheduled for January, and they just said a little while ago, due to some kind of exciting change of events, turn of events or something, it'd been put back a month. But I'm sure it'll be worth waiting for. Yeah.
Yeah, they were excellent at Standard, so I'll be looking forward to hearing that.
And also still considering going to see them, even though it's on school night on Monday. Is it Monday or a Tuesday? I think they're playing.
I can't remember.
Yeah, still tempted on it.
I'm really excited for the new Idols album. It comes out on the 16th of February, called Tank. because the last album was incredible.
It was good, yes.
Yeah, it was one of my favourite albums. And yeah, I'm hoping that's going to follow on from that. I'm really looking forward to that one.
And then next up, we've got another triple bill on the 1st of March. So the first one is Ministry. Again, I don't know what number album they're on now.
A hell of a lot. Yeah.
Hopium for the Masses, which should be good. And hopefully they'll have some live dates to go alongside with that.
As long as they don't pull out again.
Where did they pull out of?
They pulled out. It was the tour that Wednesday was supporting them on.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I was thinking, because we saw them on, what was the last, Americant? Was that the album title?
America Can't.
That's the one, yeah. We saw them on that tour, didn't we, a couple of years ago? The loudest gig we've ever been to.
It is the loudest gig we've ever been to, yeah.
Anyway, also, 1st of March, These Wicked Rivers are releasing their second album, Force of Nature.
Really looking forward to that.
Very much looking forward to. I've loved the singles that have dropped from that so far. And then also on a second album are Devastator, Conjurers of Cruelty. So very much looking forward to that little dose of black and thrash coming out as well.
Yeah, there's a real mixture there. So you've got the kind of like southern sort of drawl of These Wicked Rivers. You've got thrash with Devastator and then industrial with Ministry. So the whole mix.
Yeah, so that'll keep us busy that week.
Then there's a load of other bands that are potentially going to have albums out, starting with Anthrax. And I can't believe it's been... Well, as this comes out, it will be 8 years since their last album.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. Because they've still been active and they've still been touring, you kind of forget that they've not
actually released anything new, yeah.
But they're one of those bands that's got such a big back catalogue that it's not necessarily noticeable when they do tour.
Yeah. And there's also Bring Me the Horizon, who have got an album title. It's called Posthuman Next Gen. And that's actually 5 years since their last album.
Yeah, they've had all the three EPs that they did kind of during COVID, post-COVID, throughout that time. So they have been releasing new music. And this is one that's been mooted for a little while now. And obviously, Jordan Fisher's just left the band.
Yeah, nobody really saw that coming.
I think a few people had noticed things like he wasn't credited on production for the last few releases. And he'd always been one of the main producers, at least recently. And he'd kind of, I think it was hinted at, I guess, but... And it's an interesting move as well because it was like a couple of weeks ago and it was announced and obviously they've got their arena tour coming up this month.
Yeah, and then one of the members just suddenly goes.
And yeah, all members are important, I guess, but, one of them are the more important ones in terms of the kind of the production and the direction of the band and stuff, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes and if he gets replaced.
Or if the sound changes.
Yeah. So we actually saw their last show in the UK with that lineup, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
I just realised.
Then there's a few bands that have actually got albums from whose last albums were in 2021. And as I was looking through all of these dates, it's amazing how many were 2021 releases. And it's only kind of like, it'll only be like 3 years.
Yeah, which I guess is a pretty standard, it's normally a 2 or 3 year album cycle turnaround, isn't it? For bigger bands at least.
Big bands, probably 3.
Yeah, maybe kind of a year creating, recording, and kind of a 2 year tour cycle.
Yeah.
Usually with like a festival year and a kind of own tour year.
But it's almost like with some of the bands, like they've have music backed up.
Yeah, which is feasible,
because obviously
isn't it?
They couldn't release, nobody was releasing anything through the pandemic. So all that everybody's done was they'd already got an album completed, waited, then released it. But in the meantime, they were still working on stuff while being able to tour the album that was released in 21.
Yeah, so it's almost, things have got a bit wonky.
Yeah. So a few bands that have got 2021 releases that we're really looking forward to seeing are Exodus, Fear Factory.
Fear Factory are a download, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
So that would tie in well.
Gojira.
Yes.
Who really interested to see what their new stuff's going to be like because the last album was incredible.
It wasn't. Didn't they release a single that wasn't off the album? Like a standalone. I can't remember what it was called now. Don't think it was last year. I think it was 22. Can you remember?
Not off the top of my head.
Because they played it when we saw them last year. I can't remember now what it was called, but yeah.
There's also Limp Bizkit. And their last album, I remember some of the tracks being really good.
I was going to say it was one of those mixed ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was like 3 tracks that were really good, and the rest of it was just a bit shit.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see what that sounds like. There's also Rob Zombie. And it'd be interesting to see what Rob Zombie's new stuff's going to be like now he's finished The Munsters. So he's not got any other projects I think he's working on at the moment other than this.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll mean he might come over and do some either tour dates or jump on a festival maybe, because it just feels like forever since I've seen him.
There's also going to be Spirit Box. They were 2021 as well.
Yeah, when were they at Dano? That was 22, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So are they probably going to be there 25? Would have thought.
Possibly, yeah.
The Canadian, aren't they, Spirit Box?
Yes, I want to say yes.
Yeah, pretty sure they are.
Aren't they at Leeds and Reading this year? Sure they are.
Very possible.
I feel like I've seen what we saw of the lineup announcement for that. They were one of the few that stood out.
The bands that have got a few kind of longer time periods since their last release. Hatebreed.
Yeah, it does feel a while since they released anything.
Yeah, so it's been 4 years for Hatebreed. Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe that's 5 years.
No, it's mad, isn't it? 2019 feels like last year.
Yeah.
Actually, 5 years ago.
Longer away than that was Orange Goblin. 2018, their last release. The last studio, these are all based on studio albums, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're not considering any kind of like live stuff, any EPs. It is literally just live. It is just full studio albums.
Yeah, I'm really hoping I do get to see Orange Goblin this year, because they were at Download when I was ill in 2017.
Yeah. Suicidal Tendencies, again, 2018.
That doesn't seem that long ago.
It doesn't. It only seems a year ago since we saw them.
Yeah.
And there's Deftones.
Again, was it Ohms the last one?
Ohms was the last one, yeah.
That doesn't feel like 5 years ago.
4 years.
4 years ago.
Doesn't seem that long at all, does it?
No.
But yeah, these are all bands that have kind of got stuff coming out and potentially through 2024.
Yeah.
And you look at that, this is just kind of a selection of stuff that we've heard or we've potentially seen in places and it's been mooted that these could be coming out.
Yeah, and also Korn.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Almost forgot about that one. And Korn's last release was 22.
Which doesn't feel that long ago.
No, so it's only 2 years. Part of me worries about the quality of this.
Yeah, who was it who released a load? I was trying to think who it was that released some really close together not long ago. And we were like, Chili Peppers, wasn't it?
Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it was absolute dog shit.
That did not go down well.
No.
For us at least.
No, you could have made, I think it was 2 double albums. I think you could have made 1 normal album from the 2 double albums.
Which we said at the time, didn't we? That was 22, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was like the year of the Chili Pepper.
So we'll see what happens with that anyway.
Yeah, obviously I'm hoping for a new Ghost album.
You are, yeah?
Well, Tobias did say when they finished the tour in October that it was pretty much going straight into the studio, so... And it'll be 2 years since Embera, believe it or not, so possibly later half of the year there might be news on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, just some of the smaller bands that we've either spoken to on the podcast or we've seen live fairly recently who we know are working on new albums as well. And apologies if we've forgotten anybody, but we know that Hellfected have been working on a new album, as have Thrasher Wolf as well. Gutlocker, who we spoke to in December, are hoping to release a new album this year. And Vast Slug, again, who were our last interview of 2023, have mentioned that they're hoping to get their album out around summertime as well.
Yeah, looking forward to listening to those. Hopefully we might be able to get some advanced copies of that so we can actually give it a listen before it's released.
Yeah, that would be good. So we'll be keeping an eye out for more specific release dates for those ones as well. And obviously, if you're listening and you are a band and you've got an album coming out, then send us a message, let us know, and we'll be happy to give it a listen.
So there's quite a few bits to look forward to through 2024. Obviously, a lot releases first kind of 3 months. And then obviously we've got all our shows and potentially some more release dates for other bands once we know. And you can keep an eye on our socials as well because we'll be putting stuff out there. And you can find us on Ready to Mosh Cast, which is on Instagram, X, and Threads. We're also Ready to Mosh on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Don't forget, give us a 5-star rating, write a nice review. It all really helps. And we'll be back soon with another episode.
More cheese, Moog.